Okay, we're getting ready to trim up a fresh brisket. It's got a lot of fat in it. This brisket, after we get it trimmed, will weigh probably about 3.5 pounds. But as you know how I like to make sausage, none of this trimming is going to go to waste. And we will be using the MeatStick to monitor this internal temperature of this brisket. And we'll finish getting this trimmed up. Like I said, it's turned out to be about 3.5 pounds. Now I've mixed some kosher salt and black pepper together, and we're going to sprinkle it all over this little brisket. And we'll kind of hurry it along here getting this done. And we'll get the sides and the ends, and with that excess that fell on the cutting board, put that to good use. Don't want to waste it. Now, if I'm able, I want to get it seasoned and wrapped and put it in the ice box. I'll probably do this in the evening, let it set in the ice box all night, and then put it in the smoker the next morning. Now we're going to add some pork ribs, country style pork ribs. And I put my blend of SPG on there. And then we're going to add this Atkins pork and chicken rub. Now this is really good. I've used it from the get-go, and I always like how it turns out. We'll finish getting these seasoned, and we'll get the meat probe ready. And we'll set up the cook. We'll need to hit the little button on the charger of the MeatStick. Connects. Now let's set up the cook. And we're going to choose smoker. And we'll choose beef, because I'm going to use the MeatStick in the brisket. And we're going to put for sliced brisket. And we'll make a little minor adjustments. I think it was 194 or 95, and I moved on up to 198. And now we hit next. And it's created the cook. Now it's telling us to insert the MeatStick into the meat. And we get it in the meat, hit next, and it's ready to go on the grill or in the smoker. Now we're going to set our brisket in there, and then we're going to add the country style pork ribs, and we'll get them positioned around this brisket here. Get everything situated just right. And the temp is running around 230. Well, it shows 73 internal and 168 ambient. And it's been on there about 13 minutes. And now it's showing us on there about 31 minutes, 32 at 150 internal. And the ambient temperature is 197, looking good. I'll turn these ribs over, and well, it looks like the brisket is ready to wrap. Now we insert the MeatStick through the tin foil back into the brisket. And we add another layer of tin foil And as we wrap it, we'll position it where we leave the meat stick exposed. We'll just kind of bring it up around and make sure it's not covering the meat stick. And we'll place it back into the smoker and let it come up to the internal temperature we're looking for, 198. Well, as you can tell, the alarm's going off telling me the cook is done. I come out, I probe the pork ribs, and they're at 194. The brisket is at 198, and it's all ready to come off of there. And we'll get this inside, and we'll let it rest for about an hour. Well, I'll tell you what, you can tell them pork ribs are really looking good. Oh, they're juicy. Okay, it's been about an hour, and we're going to slice this little brisket up. This brisket was tender, juicy, and had a good smoke ring. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, I hope you consider subscribing.